Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers: Sasha's sonogram delivery for Michael. Did the baby photo fall into the wrong hands? General Hospital spoilers indicate that Sasha Gilmore Corbin's sonogram delivery for Michael Corinthos may go bad. Will this baby photo get into the wrong hands, raising questions about the genuine father of Sasha's unborn child? Sasha recently had an ultrasound and asked Jason to arrange for her to share a copy of the sonogram with Michael, so he agreed. However, this seems extremely perilous because no one is supposed to know Michael is Sasha's biological father. This ultrasound delivery has the potential to cause difficulties if the truth is discovered. Let us analyze some possible outcomes, as Jason has the potential to stir off some drama. Carly Spencer is now recovering from her own medical issue, but she may return to see Michael once she is feeling better. What if Carly surprises Michael and discovers the sonogram when she is there? Carly already knows Michael called for Sasha when he awoke in GH after being burned. Carly should be able to find out Michael is the father if he has a photo of Sasha's kid in the womb. Jason intends to keep Carly in the dark about the true paternity, but he may lose control if Carly discovers the sonogram and connects the dots. Of course, Michael has other alternatives if he receives an unexpected visitor who notices the ultrasound. Michael's rehabilitation is clearly progressing, so Willow Corinthos may visit with the kids in the future. Willow may stumble over the sonogram and discover the awful paternity revelation. Whatever the case, Jason has made soothing forecasts and is striving to assist Sasha in concealing the true tale, but there may be some mistakes along the road that lead to disaster. According to General Hospital spoilers, Jason and Sasha may need to change their tactics if the paternity news leaks, so keep an eye out. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, March 21st, Jason demands Brennan's information from Valentine, and Nina warns Willow that she will lose her children. General Hospital spoilers for Friday, March 21st, state that Jason Morgan will demand Jack Brennan's information from Valentine Cassadine, while Nina Reeves threatens Willow Corinthos that she will lose her children if she does not make better decisions. First, Curtis Ashford will shatter Kai Taylor's illusion about Drew Quartermain's personality. Curtis will tell Kai that Drew is unlikely to keep his promises. Meanwhile, Nina will warn Willow as well. Willow could jeopardize her custody hopes if she moves in with Drew and continues to alienate Michael Corinthos. If you do this, you are going to lose your children, Nina tells Willow in Friday's GH preview video. In Portia Robinson's office, she'll tell him to accept the win and quit pestering her for anything else. Drew will remind Portia that he is the one with the cards because he has dirt on her. If Drew continues to blackmail Portia and make demands, she will feel powerless to stop him. At some point, Portia will meet with Ava Jerome, which will allow her to vent about Drew and provide updates on what's next. Lucas Jones will pay Carly Spencer a visit in her room. Lucas will undoubtedly be concerned about Carly's poisoning incident and will blame Brennan for placing her in harm's way. However, Carly will become furious and rush to Brennan's defense. Carly will argue that Valentine is the threat rather than Brennan, but Lucas will believe Jack is equally dangerous. At the PCPD, Jason will meet with Valentine, who will ask him what he wants. Valentine has been arrested, but Jason remains concerned about Carly and the danger Brennan may pose to her life. Jason urged Brennan to stay away from Carly, but he'll likely think his orders would be ignored. Whatever the case, Jason will want additional information and will press Valentine to reveal everything he knows about Brennan. According to other General Hospital spoilers, Daniel Cosgrove will make his debut as Ezra Boyle, a politician, on the March 21st episode. Expect Ezra and Drew to consider forming an alliance that will benefit them both. Elsewhere, a surprise visitor will pay Alexis Davis a visit, while Elizabeth Baldwin and Lucky Spencer discuss their resurrected romance across town. According to General Hospital spoilers, Liz will be honest with Lucky and offer some predictions about their future, so stay tuned for updates on where this couple will go. General Hospital spoilers: Anna gets fired for this. According to General Hospital spoilers, Anna will be kicked out for doing this. General Hospital spoilers: Anna is getting fired for doing this. As many General Hospital fans are aware, Anna once again assisted Valentine's escape, leading many to assume that it is time for her to leave as police commissioner. In fact, assisting or abetting a known fugitive is grounds for dismissal. Many people believe that Mac should be put back in command. However, whether or not this will truly happen remains to be seen. For the time being, General Hospital fans are in agreement that Anna should be dismissed for her actions. It goes without saying that the internet had a lot to say about the situation. Some even said they should have made her the PI when Sam died. Anna has grit, and she understands both sides of the law based on her own experience with the DVX. She no longer fits the role of police commissioner. Another fan wrote, honestly, the entire police department should be dismantled. They never jailed any actual offenders. Think of the money the town would save. She pushes Sonny and calls him a bastard, but that's fine. Tracy hardly touched the inspector and was arrested for assault. She needs to retire. Overstayed character. General Hospital spoilers, what's next for Anna? Absolutely fired. She is no different from Sonny and Jason. A gangster with a badge. There was also this comment, in this case, I agree with her conduct. How does what Sonny and Jack intend to do to Valentine differ from his previous actions? Valentine hasn't been on in some months. How is that a valuable addition to the cast? General Hospital spoilers, Tracy is being set up. According to General Hospital spoilers, our favorite member of the Quartermain family is currently in a bad situation. Tracy will most likely face the penalties if she commits an assault. General Hospital spoilers, Tracy is being set up. During the most recent episode of General Hospital, Tracy appeared to have assaulted a man, despite the fact that some observant viewers believe she never touched him. In any case, Drew continued to yell that it was an attack as Martin indicated to the man that he should seek charges. What's going on here? Tracy was arrested by Chase, and it felt like she was set up. It goes without saying that the internet had a lot to say about the situation. Some even said, it appeared ridiculous to me as well. He was on the Q estate, so she could claim he was trespassing. I was stunned when Chase really arrested her. His backbone is quite soft. Another show fan wrote, yes, if I am standing there on the sidewalk and you come up to me and deliberately knock my phone out of my hand, that is common law assault and battery, and I am sure under most states' statutory laws it is some form of assault. In my state, as long as the victim was not in fear of serious injury, is it a simple assault and a 93-day crime? I'm assuming New York State is similar. General Hospital spoilers, what happens next for Tracy? There was also the following comment, so stupid. I love Chase, but that arrest had nothing to do with following the law. I'm sure it might be seen as basic assault, but a senior citizen female knocking something out of someone's hand like that, you'd be hard-pressed to find a case where that would result in an arrest. Felicia's plea, Anna restrained, Laura's intuition, Chase's pact. Prepare yourself for non-stop action, seething frustration, heart-stopping drama, and life-threatening situations. Felicia Scorpio makes a plea. Jason Morgan restrains Anna Devane. In addition, Harrison Chase turns to Lulu Spencer. Felicia Scorpio's plea at the hospital, Carly will remain a patient. While Jack Brennan leaves to look after Valentine Cassadine, Felicia encourages Carly to reconsider. She is concerned that if Carly stays with Brennan, something like this may occur again. Of course, the heart desires what it wants. Valentine Cassadine's goodbye ends with him being cornered by Brennan. Valentine was now staring down the barrel of another rifle, this one owned by Sonny Corinthos. Sonny, on the other hand, let him go, fully aware that he was unlikely to make it very far. In a preview clip for today's show, Brennan aims a gun at Val and says, "Goodbye, old friend." While this appears to be the conclusion of Val's story, soap operas sometimes interrupt such sequences. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Anna screams bloody murder as Jason pulls her back. Laura Collins' intuition General Hospital teasers indicate that Sonny will also meet Laura. However, the mayor challenges the crime lord. Laura claims her influence has never harmed Sonny before, so what has changed? Of course, fans understand that Sonny does not need to retaliate when Brennan will do it for him, especially since Jason has been providing orders to ensure it is fulfilled. Fans will also watch Chase confront Lulu. Chase does not greet Lulu or invite her inside when she opens her door. Chase informs the blonde that this is not about protecting the Quartermaines, but about safeguarding his own family. I'm wondering if Chase will tell Lulu to keep her mouth shut around Dante Falconeri. To persuade Lulu to remain silent, the detective would need to create a compelling case. Chase may ultimately argue that keeping this secret hidden is best for everyone. Plus, Brooklyn Quartermaine confronts Lois Cerullo about the adoption. Meanwhile, Anna screams for Jason to let her leave. While Valentine is a fugitive, Anna's past and feelings for him are tangled, so stay tuned. Jens Sidwell had played his hand well. Summoning Alexis Davis to Windmere had been a masterstroke, a meticulously planned deception that had her exactly where he wanted her. The dagger, which was antique and steeped in Cassadine history, had taken care of the rest. He had remained silent and calculating while she turned it over in her hands, lost in concentration. The weight of the past pressed down on her, the memory of her mother's awful death entwined into the very steel she grasped. And then, exactly as he had planned, she laid it down. Sidwell had waited until she was gone before picking it up with a rag, leaving no trace of himself behind. Her fingerprints, however, were now imprinted on its cool surface. His initial move in the game was brilliantly accomplished. The question that lurked in the shadows of Windmere was simple but chilling: who would be on the receiving end of that dagger? There were numerous possibilities. Alexis' life had been intertwined with enemies, regrets, and a family past that might motivate vengeance in various ways. Perhaps Sidwell nursed a vendetta against her, buried so far in the past that she would never see it coming. Perhaps she had harmed him in ways she couldn't remember, or maybe his grudge wasn't about her at all, but about the Cassadine lineage she carried in her veins. Then there was Sonny Corinthos. Sidwell had been circling Sonny like a predator, waiting for the ideal opportunity to strike. He had meddled in his business dealings, tracked his whereabouts, and even followed him across the country to Los Angeles. Sidwell's relationship with Sonny and Natalia Ramirez was another source of contention. If he saw Sonny as an impediment, someone who needed to be removed, perhaps framing Alexis for his death was the final purpose. He could make it appear as if Alexis had finally cracked, and that her daughter Christina had been the catalyst for an irreparable act. Or was it Drew Quartermaine who was actually in danger? Sidwell's relationship with Drew was based on carefully made alliances, yet alliances could be broken just as readily as they were formed. If Drew became more of a liability than an asset, Sidwell would not hesitate to turn against him. The congressman had battled hard to carve his own path, but Sidwell might easily delete it. A well-placed dagger, Alexis' fingerprints sealing the evidence, and the world would assume she had killed Drew over something related to Scout Quartermaine. The setup was in place. The one certainty was that the dagger wouldn't be clean for long. Someone was slated for death somewhere in Port Charles, and Alexis Davis would be held responsible. Spoilers, Jerry Jacks saved Alexis from murder charges. According to General Hospital spoilers, we still don't know who was responsible for the pistol that Alexis Davis dropped over the bridge at Blackstone Canyon and showed up at the PCPD in a box. Alexis disposed of this gun because she felt her daughter, Christina Corinthos Davis, murdered John Jagger Cates with the gun she took from Sonny's apartment. Ballistics revealed that the gun provided to the PCPD was not the one used to kill Cates, so the charges against Alexis were dismissed. Who discovered the gun and reported it to the police? Could it be Jerry Jacks? There have been a lot of hints about Jerry Jacks recently. There have been a few hints that Jerry Jacks' return is on the way. Someone with government and weapons ties blew up Sonny's penthouse, which may be Jerry Jacks. Carly Spencer was recently poisoned with polonium, despite the fact that Jack Brennan was most likely the intended target. This is the most important clue we've acquired so far. Helena Cassadine had already poisoned Jerry with polonium, and he had subsequently poisoned Luke Spencer, forcing Robin Scorpio Drake to discover an antidote, which she did. This leads us to suspect that Jerry Jacks will return sooner rather than later. Jerry Jacks had a crush on Alexis Davis. The person who rescued Alexis from prison clearly did not want her to go to jail and cares about her. While many people wondered if Sam McCall fished the rifle out of the water, Jerry could have been behind it. Jerry had a crush on Alexis, and he would undoubtedly want to spare her from a life in prison. Jerry, or someone related to or working for Jerry, might have easily discovered the gun buried in the water with the intent to exonerate Alexis of murder. If Jerry intended to return to Port Charles at some point, he would want Alexis nearby. Jerry could already be planning his return to Port Charles, and it would be a lot of fun to watch. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you believe Jerry Jacks is on his way back to Port Charles? Has he saved Alexis? Was he the one that showed up to the PCPD with the gun? Is this when Sonny and Carly reunite on General Hospital? Sonny nearly lost Carly. Could this bring them back together? Fans of General Hospital sent out a collective sigh as Sonny and Jason sat beside Carly in her hospital room. The three musketeers meet again. But did Carson sense more than friendship? Near-death experience. Sometimes you don't know how much you care about someone until you're about to lose them. Carly and Sonny had an amazing love story. They got married 4 times and had 3 children together. Despite their several breakups, this pair appeared to be made for each other and would always end up back together. Their last divorce was because Sonny fell in love with Nina, although he wasn't himself at the time. The mob leader thought he was a guy named Mike who lived in Nixon Falls. He regained his memory but continued to believe he loved the Crimson editor, despite the fact that she was never truly interested in him. Nobody understands Sonny like Carly. The ex-partners finally reconciled and had a pleasant friendship. That could turn into more now that Carly was on the verge of death and Sonny was worried about losing her. Some little issues may prevent a reunion from taking place. Sonny is extremely intrigued in Natalia. She feels the same way, but he doesn't know of her relationship to Sidwell, which may influence his feelings. Sonny dislikes when others keep things from him. Then there's Brennan. Carly has fallen hard for the WSB agent, and he appears to genuinely care about her. Her best friend Jason disapproves of her new boyfriend, especially since being with him nearly killed her. Sonny will also disapprove of this romance, which may end before it even begins. Between being poisoned and discovering Brennan surreptitiously got her daughter into the WSB, Carly may want to kill him herself. If the other romances fizzle quickly, a fresh Carly and Sonny romance could be on the horizon. Do you see wedding bells for them again? Share your opinions in the comments area. Anna rages, Brooklyn makes a demand, Laura is suspicious, and Brennan makes a deadly move. On the upcoming GH, expect deadly movements, heated replies, and high-stakes transactions. Brooklyn Quartermain will demand answers from her mother. Harrison Chase confronted Lulu Spencer. Furthermore, Felicia Scorpio advises Carly Spencer to quit her relationship with Jack Brennan. Brooklyn Quartermain's demand on Monday, March 24th, Brooklyn is expected to demand the complete truth. BLQ was still in the dark about most aspects of the adoption until Lulu stumbled into some information. When Lulu confronted Brooklyn about Martin Gray's notes, the brunette realized she had to tell Chase the truth. Specifically, that Dante Falconeri was the father of the baby she abandoned all those years ago. In a sample clip, BLQ demands an answer from Lois Cerullo. What else doesn't she know about her own child's adoption? Will BLQ go looking for her kid, not realizing it is Giovanni Gio Palmieri? How will Lois tell everything to her daughter without endangering their relationship? It appears that a mother-daughter schism is developing. Harrison Chase's pact, Lulu receives an unexpected guest at her home. This is Chase, and he wants to make a deal. Chase isn't happy about Lulu's big mouth, but he's more concerned with safeguarding his own family. In fact, the investigator tells her this really plainly. So, Lulu and Chase may be keeping a secret. Perhaps Chase convinces her that having a baby would strengthen the bond between Dante and BLQ. With Lulu's heart on the line, she may make an unexpected decision. Felicia Scorpio's urgent warning in the following episode of General Hospital, Felicia visits Carly's hospital room. Felicia begs her to quit her relationship with Jack Brennan before it's too late. Meanwhile, Brennan holds a revolver at Valentine Cassadine and says, "Goodbye, old friend." Will he actually pull the trigger? Could there be an unforeseen interruption? Fans can also expect Anna Devane to scream for Jason Morgan to release her go. Laura Collins also questions Sonny Corinthos. In a preview clip, Laura informs Sonny, "My influence has never stopped you." What has changed? Jens Sidwell's entry in Port Charles had not been subtle. From the minute he arrived in town, he appeared to be on a mission involving Spoon Island, Windermere, and, most especially, Alexis Davis. His interest in the Cassidines was not a fleeting curiosity, it was deliberate and premeditated. The question was not simply what he was up to, but who he truly was. There was something strange about the way he handed Alexis the dagger that had killed her mother. He hadn't just happened onto it, he had purposefully obtained it, made sure she had it, and left her fingerprints behind. And when she turned away in disgust, he handled it with care, wrapping it up as if it were a priceless piece of history, or whatever game he was playing. Why would a man with Sidwell's reputation and position choose to reside in Port Charles of all places? More significantly, why had he immersed himself so fully in Cassidine territory? Windermere was not an ordinary property. It was a symbol and a stronghold. The Cassidines had fought and plotted over that estate for years. It was never only about the property, it was also about the legacy it represented. And Sidwell claimed it without hesitation. Alexis was correct to confront him, but had she unwittingly revealed a fact she was unprepared for? Had she accidentally cemented his place in her family by telling him he knew nothing about it? Could Sidwell be Cassidine by blood? The idea wasn't far-fetched. The Cassidine family tree was filled with mysteries, illegitimate heirs, and long-lost ancestors who appeared unexpectedly. Perhaps Sidwell had spent years outside the fold, observing from afar, waiting for his opportunity to seize what he considered was properly his. The dagger wasn't merely an instrument for manipulation. It was a message. A reminder of the bloodline he may share. A test to see how deep Alexis' wounds still were. His ultimate goal remained unknown, but if he was indeed a Cassidine, Port Charles had far more to dread than his commercial operations or backroom schemes. A new Cassidine brought new mayhem. New threat. And if Sidwell had been waiting in the wings all along, the storm he was about to unleash had been building up for years. Doubts may haunt Nina as Drew seeks a potential ally. On the next GH, Nina has reservations, but Drew discovers a potential ally. Meanwhile, Alexis gets an unexpected guest. Drew discovers a potential ally in the spoilers for the Friday, March 21st, 2025, episode of General Hospital. Meanwhile, Nina is concerned, Portia informs Ava, and Elizabeth and Lucky explore their relationship. Drew Quartermain, General Hospital's resident congressman, has gone from hero to zero. It's largely due to his affair with his nephew's wife, Willow. And that he treats the relationship as if it were a Romeo and Juliet romance. Drew's enemies outnumber his friends in Port Charles. But there is a possibility to connect with someone who may turn out to be on his side. When Drew meets a potential ally, how does this individual affect Drew's personal and professional struggles? We now know who the ally is. Daniel Cosgrove, a soap opera veteran, has been cast as Ezra Boyle on General Hospital. Nina Reeves did her utmost to persuade her daughter not to move in with Drew. Willow, on the other hand, appears to be more determined than ever to take Drew's place alongside Wiley and Amelia. When Nina expresses reservations, does this imply that she is unsure whether playing the good cop to Carly's bad cop is the best option? Perhaps she should inform her daughter that her so-called honest lover slept with her while flirting with Willow. Nina should already take one for the team. Elsewhere, Elizabeth and Lucky explore their relationship. They've talked a lot at this point. What else could they have to talk about? Maybe Elizabeth needs greater confidence that Lucky won't leave town on a whim. Perhaps they want to get on the same page about their relationship, both now and in the future. Meanwhile, Portia updates Ava on the status update and the unexpected guest. Portia appears to be in need of Ava's experienced consulting services again. Perhaps she should pay Ava for them, given that Ms. Jerome appears to be broke. Drew remains a problem, and he has the ability to blow the whistle on Portia at any time, allowing her to seek Ava's ongoing assistance in dealing with her Drew issue. Will Ava find an appropriate solution? Finally, Alexis gets an unexpected guest. This might be anyone from Sidwell following up on their previous talk concerning the sword he discovered at Windermere. Or it may be Rick, who wants to see if they can coexist without disturbing their daughter. It may even be Ava, who is trying to get back on track financially. she may try again with Alexis to reclaim her Cassadine money. General Hospital spoilers, Daniel Cosgrove debuts as Ezra Boyle, Drew's new ally. General Hospital teasers say that soap veteran Daniel Cosgrove has joined the cast as Ezra Boyle, a politician who will make his debut in the March 21st episode. Ezra is cast as a new character who is pompous and knows his way around politics. That's why Drew Quartermaine will connect with Ezra and explore forming an intriguing alliance. Of course, trust difficulties may arise because Drew and Ezra appear to be very similar. Ezra and Drew are probably both the type of people that play to win at any cost. Whatever the case, Daniel Cosgrove will make his first appearance as Ezra Boyle on March 21st. Because Ezra is not the role for which Cosgrove originally auditioned, the tale behind his hiring is intriguing. When Charles Measure announced his departure from the role of Jack Brennan in January, the program began looking for a replacement. Cosgrove auditioned for the role of Brennan, which eventually went to Chris McKenna, but he immediately had another chance to portray Ezra. Cosgrove's audition process allowed him to reconcile with a former co-star, Laura Wright, whom he had not seen since their time on Guiding Light. Daniel Cosgrove has a soapy connection to Cameron Matheson as well, as they both were on All My Children in the 1990s. You may also recognize Cosgrove from his work on As the World Turns, Days of Our Lives, and other film and television productions such as You, Blue Bloods, Billions, The Equalizer, and more. Following the 2023 actors' strike, Cosgrove resumed teaching acting and found a new profession selling autos. That's why Cosgrove thought he was done with show business until this part came along and revived his enthusiasm. Cosgrove has been filming for almost a month and a half and is clearly enjoying his time in Port Charles, according to his interview with TV Insider. I mean, I get to work hours early and I don't want to sound corny, but each and every day is just a blessing, Cosgrove told me. The actor praised GH's talented ensemble and agreed that the show has been enjoyable thus far. Although Ezra begins by working with Drew, he will ultimately connect with other crucial individuals such as Mayor Laura Collins and additional Quartermaine family members. We will keep you updated when more information about this brand new character becomes available. According to General Hospital teasers, Ezra's debut will be filled with surprising revelations, forcing him to make difficult decisions and predictions about his political future. Sonny sends Brennan after Valentine Nina's new home for Willow. Sonny Corinthos sent Jack Brennan after Valentine Cassadine, which caused Anna Devane to fear. Nina Reeves also promised Willow Corinthos a new house, so here's what happened. Willow provided Nina with some concerning updates on Carly Spencer's medical situation on General Hospital. Nina stated that the children almost lost their grandmother, which was an additional reason to postpone their move-in with Drew Quartermaine. It would be a bad picture for the custody case if Willow made this decision now. Nina offered to buy Willow and the kids a house for the time being, and Willow agreed to consider it. Ava Jerome had an unpleasant meeting with her accountant at the Port Charles Grill to discuss budget cuts. Ava eventually purchased a domestic beer on tap to save money, but she wasn't pleased with it. Nina later met up with Ava to make some positive predictions about Willow and treated them to some pricey beverages to celebrate. Tracy Quartermaine gloated at Drew's house over arresting Martin Gray, but Drew countered that he could simply get another lawyer. Tracy still believed Drew was destined to lose this feud, but Drew had the law on his side and stated that the remains in the crypt didn't care whether they were moved. Willow walked in and supported Drew, believing he would have been the most devoted Quartermaine if he had been fully embraced into the family. Willow suggested Tracy only had herself to blame, but Tracy intimated that Willow would soon be blaming herself. Brennan left General Hospital after telling Carly Spencer that he was going to make sure this never occurred again. Brennan noticed he had missed Sonny's call, so he phoned him back and learned that Valentine was heading for the pier to board a boat. Since Sonny was providing Brennan the opportunity to catch up with Valentine, Brennan volunteered information on Carly's hospital stay in exchange. When Valentine arrived to Laura Collins' home to visit his daughter, the mayor informed him that Charlotte Cassadine was staying with Rocco Falconeri evening. Laura urged Valentine to turn himself in, but Valentine believed his only chance of survival was to flee. After Lulu Spencer expressed concern that Valentine could depart with Charlotte again, he insisted that this was not the case. Valentine was firm in his decision to go, but he urged Lulu to assure Charlotte that he would always love and be with her. Jason Morgan was distraught as he went to Carly's bedside after being granted permission to visit her. Jason discovered that Carly had been poisoned with polonium and that Brennan had been the intended target. Sonny and Dante Falconeri were also informed of the poisoning drama, prompting speculation that Valentine was under investigation. While Dante went to the police station, Sonny told Anna about Valentine breaking into his house earlier. Sonny also hinted with tipping Brennan off to his location, so Anna panicked and bolted out the door. Sonny then enjoyed some romantic moments with Carly beside her bedside, where she told him that he would not be able to get rid of her so easy. Cody Bell became embroiled in additional legal turmoil at the PCPD after being detained for grand theft auto due to a misunderstanding with his license plate. Molly Lansing Davis and Alexis Davis argued on who should disqualify themselves from the case. Rick Lansing also became involved in the disagreement, but Cody pulled him aside to remind him that Molly had gone through a lot and needed her parents to get along. Thankfully, the matter was eventually cleared up, and Cody was free to leave because he had done nothing wrong. Back with Molly, she told Alexis to quit letting Rick get under her skin so much. After Dante issued an APB on Valentine, he spoke with Lulu over the phone before answering Molly and Alexis' inquiries. When Sonny met with Jason, he discussed Brennan's retaliation and how they needed to finish the job. After getting into her car, Anna left a voicemail for Brennan, pleading with him not to chase Valentine. However, Brennan pointed a gun at Valentine on the pier and surprised him by announcing that it was the end of the line. According to General Hospital spoilers, Valentine and Brennan's battle will include some unexpected scenes, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.